Happy Friday, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great week. Well, hopefully I'll get this in one take rather than on Wednesday's video where I put a little blooper at the first. I thought I was going to erase that, but I thought I'd leave it in there and let you guys know the true struggles that happen when Vicky's out of town. And unfortunately, she's still out of town. As I'm filming this, it's actually Wednesday morning, and I pick her up from the airport this afternoon. But I need to get this video kind of at least started and going before she gets back. I got to go pick her up at the airport in Vegas, and so she won't be back till this evening. Theoretically or practically, she won't be back till this evening. So I want to get this started. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a little break from the from Drew's sign, the Rockin' H Woodshop sign, just simply because I really want Vicky there in order to zoom in and do a lot of that. So that will continue over onto Monday's video. What I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to carve a customer sign. This is a customer down in southern Arizona, actually, and this is for their cabin. And they have this logo that I did a transfer on, and you can see it came out pretty good, but there's some really, really tiny spots in there that I'm going to have to be really super careful with. So as always, I have the layout here. This is their artwork, and you can see over here and over here there's some little letters. Those actually on the board, those are about 1/8 of an inch tall. Now I'm going to cut this whole thing inset, so everything that you see black is going to be inset, except I've decided that since these are 1/8 inch tall letters, to make those outset within that little black ribbon or whatever that is, would be a little difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually alter it a little bit. I'm going to make these outset, and then those little letters will be a little bit easier to carve inset. So that's one of those deals, guys, where you just have to try and figure out the best way realistically that you can carve it, and don't try and reach beyond what your capabilities. I can carve a pretty good line, but carving those little letters 1/8 of an inch tall outset, I think, is just a little too dangerous. It's going to be dangerous enough not getting split out cutting those inset. Anyway, we're going to come right back, or not we, I'm going to come right back since there's nobody else here except for you guys. I'm going to come right back, and I'm going to zoom in the camera right on those little things, and that's going to be the toughest part on this sign, and I always try and get that done first. Everything on this sign is going to be inset, except for those little pads that I was telling you about. But anyway, so I'm going to go through this sign. I may get it all done this morning before I pick Vicky up this evening, but we may have to, because I like a couple days to do the processing and all that, but I may have to finish it up tomorrow morning when Vicky's back in behind the camera. We'll just see how it goes, but I really want to get this sign all done on this video, and so Monday we can carry on with that big slab sign. Anyway, guys, stay with me. We'll be right back. Sometimes, guys, here's a tip for you. Sometimes, because of the way you're sitting and your angle on the board, sometimes it's a good idea to actually stand up and look at the carving after you're done, especially on super fine detail like this. So as I do that, I can see some corrections. I didn't bring that 7 down far enough, and I didn't bring that 2 out wide enough. So I'm gonna, oh, and I drew lines. Actually, another tip for you. It's a really good Sharpie to have. Let me see if you can see it on the... This is a super, super fine point. And I use that for drawing my lines top and bottom. And actually, I use that for actually drawing the numbers in by hand. So, let me see if I can fix those little bobbles. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Not bad. Those, I think those look okay. I think I can live with those. All right, guys. So I want to try and get this detail done here now. So I'm going to work on those arrows. Those look a little bit tricky. Okay guys, I don't know whether I've mentioned this or not, but up until now I've been carving with the SC50. And if you go back and watch that last scene, I don't know if you can really tell or not, but I certainly could tell. Right in here, when I was making that second cut, it just bobbled a little bit right there. Can't live with that. So here's what I'm going to do. And those lines are super thin anyway. Here's what I'm going to do. I put the profile bit in. And it actually is one that I've ground down a few times. So it cuts a pretty wide line. As a matter of fact, I'm going to test it out just to make sure. You guys can't see this, but I'm going to test this out. But I pretty much know. Actually, where's my little... So here's what, a lot of times what I do is I'll test to see how wide the line is going to cut. You can see I've done that a couple times right here when I had the SC50 in. Let's see how this cuts. Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to use that depth and that cutter, and I'm just going to come down that line and try and straighten that thing out. Wish me luck. Not too bad. So now I'm going to try. It's really kind of difficult to see exactly what you guys see, but I'm going to try and keep that pretty much the same spot. The reason I'm turning this board, by the way, in case you guys don't know, I want to be able to pull that line straight to me rather than off to an angle. That, for me, that just helps me kind of be able to concentrate and know I'm pulling that router directly to me. So now I'm going to widen up this line. Okay, I think I can live with that. So now I am going to carry on and do the rest of this detail in here, and I'm going to do that off camera, and then these letters off camera. I've still got to do my outside lines there. As a matter of fact, I've got this profile bit in. I think I'll go ahead and do that right now while I'm thinking about it. guys couldn't see that, but while I was carving these areas here and down here, I was actually referring over to, like you guys know that I do, I was referring over to my artwork. I've got this taped to a can to where it'll stand up. So I have this off to the side. Oh man, where's the camera? Sorry guys, I'm just doing the best I can here, but I'm trying to zoom in as close as I can. So I had this off to the side, and every time you saw me pause as I was cutting there, I wanted to see what those lines actually look like by looking at my artwork. Anyway guys, I think this one is a little too tiny. I want to put the SC50 back in to do these, so we'll be right back. Okay guys, so I just carved this. Unfortunately, we didn't record it. We kind of got discombobulated and we didn't.
I gotta get used to my recording again.
Vicky's back.
I've had too much time off.
And she's kind of recording. She is now. Anyway, I just cut this with the SC50. So what I'm going to do now is put the profile bit in, and I'm going to do these circles and these letters. So we'll be right back. Okay guys, I wanted to just give you an idea of what I was doing there. So I'm going to finish up this outside circle and finish up these letters off camera, and then we'll come back. Okay guys, so we got all of this logo pretty much carved. I don't think there's anything I'll probably go over it again and look at it and inspect it just to make sure I got everything. But here's something that I want to talk about for a second as far as depth goes, because this is a question that I get all the time, and I'm sure there'll be somebody out there that watch this and says, well, how deep are you going? Well, it's not really relative to how deep I'm going, it's more how wide the cutter is cutting. Now, most of this stuff, the real tiny letters and some of that intricate stuff in there, I cut with the SC50. But the SC50 that I was cutting with was actually ground 2 or 3 times. So, you know, even if you had an SC50, it wouldn't be exactly the same depth as my SC50 because it's already been ground a few times. The same comes into play with the profile bit. Again, I go more, this is a profile bit, but this bit has probably been sharpened, at least 3, 4, 5 times. So it's not going to cut the same depth and same width of cut as a brand new profile bit. So I just wanted to kind of go over that because it is an example of when somebody asks me how deep I'm cutting, it really doesn't matter how deep I'm cutting, in a sense that it matters more how wide I cut, because you know it's all relative to what bit you're using and if your bit is brand new and not been sharpened at all, because once you sharpen it, it changes the dimensions on how wide the bit cuts in relation to how deep the bit is cutting. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, let me know. All right, so now we are going to move on to the big inset letters. Okay, folks, well, guess what? We're out of time. I know this is going way long, but I'm absolutely focused in on carrying on with Drew's sign on Monday. So here's what we're going to do. You're seeing this on Friday. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to post another video finishing up this sign on Saturdays. video, which is very rare that we do a Saturday video. Actually, the only time we really do that is the LTS. But in this particular case, I really want to get this thing done for you guys so I can move on with Drew's sign and get that thing going on Monday. So we're going to cut this off for right now because I know we're running long already. And tomorrow morning, you'll see a brand new video wrapping this thing up, working on those inset letters, because there's some stuff on those inset letters I really want to cover. Anyway, that is it, guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend. If we don't see you tomorrow, that video will be up tomorrow for sure, if everything goes right. And I hope, again, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And on Monday, we're going to be moving on with that Rocket H Woodshop Drew's sign. I'm really kind of chomping at the bit to get on to that. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions at all in regards to this or anything else, please email me directly, eric@makeawoodsign.com. If you have if you have questions for Vicky with Gmail, Vicky at Gmail with Vicky with davesigns@gmail.com. Vicky's actually doing some stuff in the house right now, so I'm filming this myself. Anyway, it's crazy. I got so much going on. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. We love you all, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.